Hello and welcome to Brooks. My name is Isabel Virgo. I'm the Academic Liaison Librarian for your course. So this means I'm a subject specialist librarian. There are 3 of us, a team who cover the business school, and we each have different subject areas. So one of the areas that I cover is all marketing and events management courses. So what we do, firstly, we work with your lecturers to make sure as far as possible that all the information sources that you need for your assignments are available. And we also work directly with students, so we can help you to find that information, to use it and evaluate it in your work and reference it correctly for your assignments. So if you need any help with any of that at any time in your course, you can get in contact with me. My contact details are on the final slide. So for the next few weeks, I'm going to drop content into your Moodle for research methods every week, and these will be short videos and quizzes to help you to get to know the databases that we've got here in the library. So in this first video, I'm going to give a quick overview of the databases and explain what those are, and then we'll do a demo of one of the most important ones, which is Business Source Complete. So when I talk about databases, I'm talking about reliable sources of this kind of information. So journal articles, magazines, research reports, data that you can find about particular industries, consumer types. We've also got company information and information on the economies of cities and countries. So you need to choose the right database depending on the kind of information that you're looking for. You can get access to all of these databases through your course resource help page. So this is linked on the slides, and you can also find it by going to the library homepage. Look for this box that says course resources and support. Choose your subject from the list. Now, events management and marketing actually go to the same page. And there you'll find information on the databases, links to those databases, and video guides on how to use them. This is a little map. It might look a bit overwhelming at the moment, but it's something you can refer back to as you get to know the databases, because it highlights the key strengths of each database, the kind of information that you can find there. So for example, we've got MarketLine, which has some country and regional statistics. It also has company profiles, and we've got other databases that specialize more in company financials. So you can refer back to this map if you want to know where to look for a specific type of information. These are some top sources of academic journal articles. So firstly, we have Library Search. Library Search is also the place that you would go to find books and ebooks, and it searches across quite a wide range of journals. Now, there are some journals that aren't very well covered by Library Search, so I would generally suggest that when you're looking for articles, you at least do one search in Library Search and one search in Business Source Complete, which is part of the EBSCO family. We also recommend Emerald. Now, Emerald is covered by Library Search, but it can be sometimes helpful to search a specific database separately. I'm now going to give you a quick demo of Business Source Complete so that you can see how to access it, and how to search it. So we'll start here on the library homepage. There are some different ways to get into the databases. So if you know which database you're looking for, you can go here and find it alphabetically. But another way in is through your course resource help page, which also has a lot of other useful information on it. So we'll select marketing and events, and this takes you through to your course resource help page. We're going to look here at Business Source Complete, which is one of the biggest databases for journal articles on business topics. You log in using your student number and password, and this is the search page. So the library databases that we've got offer a range of different information types. This one has a mixture of academic journals and trade publications, so industry magazines, which can be useful in giving you up-to-date information on what's happening in a particular industry. It's worth noting, particularly for students studying events or any hospitality topics, that this database, Business Source Complete, is part of a family of EBSCO databases, and you can actually search across more than one of them at the same time. If you click Choose Databases here, these are all our EBSCO databases, and we've got this one as well, Hospitality and Tourism Complete. So if you wanted to search that at the same time, you can check that box and click OK. So for now I'll just search Business Source Complete, and I'm going to show you an example of a search and how we can improve it with the use of different techniques. So imagine I was looking for information about trade fairs and marketing at trade fairs. So if I just put in trade fairs and hit search, you can see we've got a bit of a problem, because we're looking for trade fairs as an event. We've also got articles coming up about fair trade. So the database is just searching for these two words in any article, and it can mean that you get a lot of results that are not relevant to your search. So we've got 49,000 results, and some of those might not be what you want. So for this particular query, a really good technique is to put quotation marks around the phrase. So then the database will search for those two words in that particular order together. So let's try that search. So this has reduced the number of results a bit, and it's made them more relevant. So we're now looking at information about trade fairs. However, obviously 41,000 results is still too many to look through. So let's try a combination search. Let's try trade fairs and marketing strategy. And you can see that's brought down the number of results quite significantly. So you might also want to think about, are there other similar words that mean the same thing, so we can get as many relevant results as possible. So maybe they might also be called trade shows. So by putting "or" in between the two terms here, it will search for all the articles with the words trade fairs and marketing strategy, and all the articles with the word trade shows and marketing strategy. So that's increased the number of results a little bit, and we'll now be getting a slightly broader range of results. So really it's just about trial and error, trying different things with your search, trying different combinations of words until you get some relevant results. We might also want to use some of the filters down the left-hand side of Business Source Complete. So you can see here the date range goes back to 1934. Information about trade fairs in 1934, not likely to be very relevant today. So we can change this using the sliders and set that maybe at about 2000 to get the last 20 years of content. Now you can see here some of these are marked academic journal. So these are original research that has been peer reviewed, good quality information. But there's also these that are marked periodicals, and these are the trade magazines. So although they are not so academic, they haven't been peer reviewed, they cannot still be useful because it's giving you up-to-date information from within the industry. So normally I suggest that students use a balance of these two types of sources. If we wanted though just to restrict to academic articles, there's a filter for that as well. We can tick scholarly peer-reviewed journals, and you can see that's reduced the number of results quite significantly. So we know we've got 24 articles that concern trade fairs or trade shows and marketing strategy that were written between 2000 and 2020. So in that video you saw some of the search techniques that you can use to try and get better results. We've also got a document called Super Search Strategies, which is linked in the slides. So this has lots of search tips. It's organised around two different situations. One where you're getting too many irrelevant results and you want to narrow them down. And it also looks at what you can try in a situation where you're not getting very many results at all. So all the tips are organised into those two categories, things that will help you to narrow your search and things that will help you to broaden your search. So I hope that's been a useful introduction to our databases. On this final slide, there's a link to your course resource help page, which I would really encourage you to explore. There's also the email address that you can use to contact me, which is businesslibrarians@brooks.ac.uk. This is an email address shared by the 3 business librarians in my team. So if I'm not available, then one of my colleagues will be able to pick up your inquiry and help you. I'm happy to have video chats or contact via email to help to advise you on finding and using information. Look out for the following week's videos and quizzes, which will be in your Moodle course, and good luck with the start of your semester.